Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm here with Tabea.
Yay!
And we're gonna make a video on solo female traveling because we both have experience, and we found these 8 travel myths on Nomadic Matt's blog, and the post is written by Kristen Addis, so I'm gonna link the post below. And then we're just gonna discuss these 8 points and tell our opinion on it and what we think is wrong. And we also filmed the video on Tabea's channel, so you can go and watch it. It's about budget travel in Europe and especially Switzerland. So if you're planning anything or you want to see how you can
maybe save some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least not spend it. Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Do you want to start?
Yeah. So the first myth they mention is solo traveling means being lonely often. It's the exact opposite, actually.
I think so too.
Especially if you decide to stay in hostels.
Yeah, definitely.
There will always be people. And you get always to connect because a lot of people are traveling alone. So you will find people that want to talk to you or even go out and explore, and you're really not lonely. Let's say you stay maybe in hotels. That might be a different story, but for us, traveling mostly low budget, traveling alone, we usually choose the option to stay in hostels.
Yeah. Or campsites. I met so many people while camping.
Yeah.
And
you're not lonely.
You're not lonely.
Trust me.
No. The second one is solo traveling is only for those who are single.
No.
I mean, I've always traveled solo when I was single, but that has nothing to do with being single. I could have traveled with friends as well who were oh, do you want to go somewhere? And I just really like traveling alone, and I think especially you're probably not going to have the same amount of holidays or at the same time if you have a partner. So why not? Also, it's just an experience. You can tell each other about the trips, and
it's refreshing.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and I mean also being in a relationship doesn't mean you have everything in common.
No.
And you shouldn't cut down on everything. Of course you can make compromises about living or whatever, but if you like to travel and maybe your partner not as much, or he has no time, or he might be still studying, you should not stop yourself. You're young now, or you don't know how long do you have time and energy to travel, so just do it. I'm still traveling solo sometimes, even though I am married. And also, I wish for my husband to go travel on his own or with friends, just to have experiences that we can share with each other after that it happened. Because you encounter the people also different if you don't always stick to each other. I really highly encourage people go travel alone, or of course you can travel with a friend instead too. Yeah. But it's not just for single people. Although probably most people you meet that travel alone might be single,
I guess.
Yeah.
Although I quite often meet people that are just my boyfriend is studying right now, and I'm just on a break from uni, so I went traveling, and I don't know, it happens quite a lot.
Yeah, if you want to go travel, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I think that's really a myth.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, you must be super brave to travel alone. Honestly, I think everyone who travels alone for the first time is probably scared.
Yeah.
Even after you've done a few times, it's still a little nerve-wracking, but it gets better.
Yeah.
The first time you're like, oh my god, am I really flying today? Nobody told me. I booked everything. So
yeah,
I had dreams, nervous dreams, but it was so cool. I really loved it. You have to be brave to do the step, to organize it. You have to be brave the day that you travel because you have to get out of bed and go there. But we're not that much braver than others.
No.
I mean, we just decide to do it and jump into the cold water.
Yeah. I always get like, I don't really think about it too much when I'm like planning the trip.
Yeah.
I'm just like so excited, and then like the night before I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? But I've done this so many times now. Yeah. And then the first day is always a bit like, okay, like I'm gonna be alone for the next like 4 weeks. But you get used to it so quickly.
Yeah, and you're not really alone too.
No,
so,
of course, yeah.
Yeah. I would just tell some people where you're going just for safety reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
But do it, really.
Yeah.
Don't stop yourself from doing it just because you're scared. We're all scared. I mean, but it's not like a bad scared. You should be prepared for sure. You should know where you're going. You should know where you're sleeping the first night for sure.
Yes.
Plan the first night.
Yes.
I did it before that. I didn't plan the first night.
Oh,
but
that is scary.
That's a little scary. But I mean, I was in a city where there were so many hostels, so it was not really dangerous at all. But plan it. Have some plan Bs in case the hostel is full. I don't know. Just make yourself feel safer about your planning, and then you will be fine.
I mentioned this a few times, like during my travels, like in my vlogs. Like if you're really like unsure about it, like maybe go the first time you travel and go to a country you've already been to with people, and then just like, so you will know like the language a little bit, and you will know the places and like what the shops look like and everything. It's just a reassuring thing. Or just go somewhere where you can definitely speak the language.
Yes. Or go just for a weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you don't have to do your whole world trip alone. No. You can go for a weekend to a city. You just travel to a city, explore on your own, meet some people. If you stay in the hostel, go to a concert, I don't know.
Definitely, yeah.
Do something alone. And you will see if it's for you or not. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not for everyone, but I think it's really a nice experience. You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So number 4 is you can't be an introvert if you're traveling solo.
We're both introverts.
Yeah. I think it has nothing to do with that.
No.
I mean, I think if anything, you would have the thought of wanting to travel alone more.
Yes.
If you're an introvert, because you're like, oh my god, I can make all of my decisions.
Yeah. And you don't have to always take care of someone else's needs, and or always what stresses me out is people asking, what do you want? What should we do?
Yeah.
It's like, take a break.
And I always feel like stupid then, like when you're arguing about like, should we, I mean not like arguing in a bad way, but like discussing like where you should go, and then you make a compromise. You always feel a little bit like maybe the other person would like the other thing more, and now I'm taking that experience from them. But like when you're alone, you can do literally anything you want. Yeah. And I've just had the best experience traveling alone, even though I'm an introvert.
Exactly, and you get better. Let's say you're like, I think we're both extroverted introverts, which means we like to talk to people if we feel the connection. Yeah. If I can talk for both of us, I'm not sure. Yeah. But there are, of course, some people that are really shy and have trouble talking to people. You also don't, if you're staying at a hostel, maybe you don't have to do the first step. No. Usually there will be someone talking to you. Stay, if you want, in a female dorm. Yeah. And then there will be no creepy guys in your room that... Not that they're always creepy guys, but it might be creepy to you because you don't know them. So maybe stay in a female dorm and let someone else make the first step. Smile at them and let's see. I mean, usually the other people are not that much more experienced than you, and you just are on this together. So don't let this stop you. Mm-hmm. And what I also would say, like, even if you travel with your significant other or with friends, take days off. Like, if you, instead of every day discussing, what should we do? I want to do this, I want to do this. Why not take a day off? Both do what they like, meet in the evening or the day after, and discuss what you have seen. Yeah. It's so easy. It just needs a small jump out of your comfort zone, and you can both have the best day of the trip. Who knows?
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah. That's really important also when you travel for long term with your significant other, I think, because
it can get too much.
It can get too much, or someone just, I don't want to go for a football game, but I want my husband, if he wants to go, he should go, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop him for sure, but I just cannot go because I'm scared to get panicked in the people. So it's not fun for him and not fun for me. So I will just stay in or go to a bar or whatever. Yeah, so travel alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just dangerous. So many people say that, right? The myth is that it's super dangerous traveling alone, especially if you're a woman.
I mean, I've never had any issues.
No.
I once had like in Scotland, I once had a really creepy guy like following me when I was like changing from a ferry to a bus, and he was like always there, and then he just asked me like, oh, so where you're going? So I just gave a different place.
Yeah.
And I just said like, oh, my family's there and I'm meeting them, which, you know, obviously was all made up, but and obviously he could be like, oh, she's lying, but it's a risk that nobody probably wants to take.
Yeah. Follow your instincts.
Yeah. And
honestly, those things can happen in your hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've had people following me in Basel. So, and I have probably had less people following me abroad.
Yeah.
So, it's not more dangerous than in where you live. Unless you live like on a farm, like way out and there's nothing.
Yeah.
But you could still be run over by a car. I mean, that to the side, but I'm just saying like, following your instinct is the best, and I think if you're traveling alone, you're following your instinct even more.
Definitely.
Because you don't have anyone maybe with a different instinct telling you, it will be fine, it's okay. Really listen to how you're feeling, talk to the people that you're about to meet and whatever.
Yeah.
If you do couch surfing, read their references.
Yes. Don't go somewhere that has no reference.
Yes. And also, if you're couch surfing, maybe check for a hostel, just in case the host doesn't show up or the host cancels on you. Just to be sure. I've heard of people that had issues, but follow your instincts. Yeah. And don't get drunk alone.
Yeah.
Like, just be safe.
Stupid.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah, be safe. Like, it's just the same that you would do when you travel with someone else. Like, carry your passport and your money, like, on you.
Yeah.
And just,
When you sleep in a train, keep all your stuff with you. And
yeah, but that can happen if you're, like, in a group as well, so.
Yeah, my dad's wallet got stolen on a train in Germany. I mean, can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
And another tip, maybe if you're really scared, wear a ring. Even if you're not in a relationship, act like you are. Yeah, that's an option.
About that.
Because especially in maybe even more conservative countries, they will really back off if you wear a ring.
Number 6 is you will constantly get unwanted attention.
Oh, we kind of covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's about men, like...
But you get that at home too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really not much different. And
as a woman, we're used to that, so this means we
so
already...
sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but we are used how to react or ignore.
Yeah.
Just don't smile back. Number 7. It is way more work because you have to do everything by yourself.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you want to plan everything by yourself? I get it, and like for me, the transition from family vacation to traveling alone or traveling with a partner or a friend, you realize like now I have to take care of what my dad did or my mom did, but it's fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. Don't consider it work. I mean, then maybe travel isn't for you.
Yeah, or then maybe you just have to do like an organized trip that's already planned for you.
Yeah, there is options for everyone. There's also like studiosos or something like where young people go on trips together.
Exactly, like group travel.
Yeah. But it's not work. It's like excitement.
This is my favorite thing.
Enjoy the journey of planning your trip.
Yeah, and like waking up in the morning, like, oh, where am I going today? And then you can read through all the guidebooks.
Yeah, exactly. Or before, like, when you book a flight and the next day you realize, like, now it's really gonna happen. Yeah. I booked it. The money's gone.
It's so cool.
It's really cool.
Apart from the money.
Enjoy the journey, really.
Yes.
Yeah. Apart from the money. Yeah.
The last one is traveling solo is a huge life-changing decision.
Yeah. It is, but in a good way. Yeah. I think we mentioned it before, you don't have to take the world trip on your own. You can just choose to go to a city.
Yeah.
A weekend. Start like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not that life-changing. Only maybe that you feel more comfortable after.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's an experience that no one can take away from you. Like, I feel like I experience the things more intensely because I know I'm the only person that can remember them. Like, no one else is going to be like, oh, remember that thing? Because, like, that's also why I love travel vlogging when I travel alone, because...
Yeah, you can look back.
Yeah, it's like you have another eye there that can capture the stuff, but... Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. It's life-changing in a good way.
Yeah.
And we don't want to take away all your, how you say, fears, because you should be scared in a healthy way.
Like aware.
Yeah, exactly. Because, of course, things can happen, but things also happen to people that travel together.
Yeah.
Things happen at home. So just take it with a grain of salt, how you say it. But really don't get discouraged from people telling you that it's so dangerous traveling alone. It's really not more dangerous than traveling with someone else.
Yeah. And I've had so many, like before I started traveling alone, so many trips that were like, I don't know, it's maybe I'm just not a social person when I'm traveling, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like, yeah, and then you have to decide something, or like you have an argument, and then it's just like, well, great, I'm supposed to be having like a good time, but and it's just it
can be stressful.
Yeah, it can be really stressful. I mean, you're alone. You can you can turn it around every day and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this today.
Yeah.
Now I actually want to do that, and.
And of course, we also encourage you to find a great travel buddy.
Yeah.
Because if you can travel with your significant other or with a best friend, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's like the ultimate test.
Exactly. So I think, travel together and you can stay together. Yeah. I don't know. Of course, that's a little too cheesy, but that's, for me, it's the goal that I'm comfortable traveling with the partner I'm with. But I never want to give up traveling alone because it's just something different. Yeah. Do it.
And that's it.
If you have questions.
Leave them below, or if you have like your favorite experience about traveling alone that you want to tell us.
Tell us where you've been.
Yeah.
What did you learn? Who did you meet?
It's
also easier to meet people.
It's so much easier.
If you stick with your best friend all the time, people are a little bit taken back and maybe they don't talk to you so easily. But if you're alone and you're just like open to talk, even just at the hostel.
I love it.
Yeah, you meet people much easier.
I used to take up so many like hitchhikers, and then I always made them listen to my favorite podcast.
Ah, cool.
And that's a great conversation starter. Like maybe like if you don't want to have the small talk like where you're from, what do you do, because I hate sometimes when you travel alone that you repeat that over and over again.
I hate small talk.
Everyone's like, oh, so where are you from, and like what do you do for a living, and it's like, am I really defined by like these two things? So I love to just like put on a podcast that has like a very interesting topic, and then afterwards you can just straight up discuss that and have like a very deep conversation that normally would come after like 2 days of knowing someone or whatever.
I'm sometimes just forcing it on them.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the first 2 questions, but if it goes further on like the surface level, I'm like digging into it, and then they're like a little bit shocked about my question, but then if they're into it,
Yeah.
like we get a great conversation going, and
Yeah.
yeah, but that's about us. I mean, because we are just a little different. Not everyone is like that. If you like small talk, do small talk.
No!
Not with us.
It needs to go extinct. It needs to die.
Yeah, don't do it with
I
us.
hate it.
Yeah, because we are meeting each other from different cultures. We should learn from each other.
Yeah. Who cares, like, what job you do? I mean, you can talk about that, but, like, it shouldn't be, like, the first thing, or...
Talk about, like, real problems.
Yeah.
Find out what their opinions are. Or
Yeah.
solutions. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. I think we just want to keep on talking about travel.
Let's go travel.
So thanks for watching, and please like this if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not. And if you haven't checked out her video yet, go over there.
Budget travel.
I will link it right here. And yeah, stay tuned for more content.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.
Ciao.